Welcome back to IGN Live at E3. For years now, Thatgamecompany has brought us video game experiences like no other. Flower let us soar through the fields, Journey took us through the desert mountains, and now, the upcoming game Sky, Children of the Light, has us looking to the clouds. Here to tell us more is IGN's Ryan McCaffrey, along with Thatgamecompany's Jenova Chen and Jennie Kong. Welcome.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
So we've been waiting a long time for this game, since Journey. What is Sky all about?
Sky is a spiritual sister of Flower and Journey and one of our early game, Cloud. It's about a group of children that flies above the clouds and trying to solve the mystery of the Lost Kingdom. And in the process, they will form friendship, and it's a game designed for you to play with the people you love.
Yeah, and that sort of brings me to my first question. Is I believe I'm actually seeing the trailer for the first time, so I'm sort of mesmerized over here. Why, this is a mobile game. This is for iPhone,
Or at least mobile first, right?
mobile first.
It's mobile first.
Yeah.
Actually, so right now it's pre-order on iOS. Very soon we will have Android and PC, and then we will have console version as well.
Excellent. So what's sort of the impetus? Because last time I talked to you, you have such a unique design philosophy, and so why mobile? Why mobile first? What's drawing you?
Yeah, after we made Journey, a lot of people wrote letters to us telling us that how much they were having a great experience to play with their daughter and their wife, and they wanted to have a version of the game where they can play together because only one person can watch and the other person is playing.
Yeah.
They want to play together. And so I have this idea, wouldn't it be great if you can play with your best friends, with your girlfriend, boyfriend together on the couch, right? And to make that happen, we want it to run on a platform that most people owns. You usually only have one PlayStation at home, right?
Right.
So we are thinking that if we could make it run on any device, then we could allow, a family of parents and two children to play all together. That's really the main reason we choose mobile as our first platform. Because if it runs on mobile, it runs on any platform, right?
That's a beautiful thing to me, honestly. That has it been more or less challenging than maybe you anticipated in trying to? Because of course, you have no tactical, physical buttons.
Yes.
So how has that gone?
It's this is why it took us a long freaking
That
time.
was one of my next questions.
Yes. We underestimate how tough it would be to make touchscreen work.
Yeah.
I thought, well, we figured out 6 axes before anybody, right? We should be able to innovate. And so we spent a long time trying to make a mobile game that is feel good to play, but also intuitive to people who not necessarily have played a console game before.
Right.
But as the year has passed, we realized a new generation of kids growing up, they play mobile before they play any of the controller games.
It's true.
And they have a complete different, taste on how mobile control should be. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely a challenging aspect. And the other big one is, mobile screens are much smaller. And to make the game feel immersive, we can't rely on the big TV and 5.1 channel sound. So the game's focus has been on interpersonal dynamics, like player versus player engagement. And that's the biggest difference between Journey and Flower compared to Sky, is how deep the interpersonal interaction is.
And I would say over the past year, what we've been doing is we've had an amazing closed beta community. This is the first time where we have up to 8 players simultaneous, kind of network in and out.
Yeah.
And to be able to craft a game where compassion and altruism is kind of the center of the gameplay, how can you make that authentic? We had a lot of trial and error, kind of testing that with our community over the last year.
Mm-hmm. What would you guys say that you've learned since Journey over the course of this game? It was IGN's Game of the Year 2012, and it's been a long while since then. So, what has sort of the reaction to Journey and your development course over the time since taught you as you finally near the finish line here on Sky?
Yeah, I think a lot of people say that the mental state of the developers tend to reflect into the game. And I think when we were working on Journey, it was a lot of challenge, a lot of suffering, but ultimately a beautiful experience. And I could say Journey is very much like that. With Sky, the main emotion I feel, I'm working on this every day, is the gratitude towards, the gamers, towards you guys. I can't believe, IGN gave us Game of the Year. So I felt like I have to do something to pay back. And Sky is very much a game about gratitude.
Well, we can believe it. Have you played Journey? It's really good.
So how would you describe the moment-to-moment gameplay in Sky, what you're actually doing?
Yeah, so at its core, Sky is a game about rebuilding the kingdom. You find this lost kingdom where all the citizens are ghosts, and you find them and you solve the puzzle, you bring them back to life, and to essentially reveal the mystery behind what happened to this land. But at the same time, you're building the relationship with each characters. You're building a relationship with your friends, with other players who's playing online. One of the big things we experiment in Journey was the anonymous wordless interactions between players. And a lot of people become friends after playing Journey. And I know some people in Japan was linking to somebody in UK, and they find out they actually grew up in the same neighborhood. And so we kind of very much want to focus Sky on, this is not just a place you play with your family and friends, but also a place you can discover other people who is like-minded and potentially to form a real relationship.
The one thing that always struck me about Journey was it was about the journey, but the destination in Journey was something that I think sat with players for days, weeks, and months and years after finishing it. Is the intention of Sky to sort of hopefully have a lasting effect on players like that as well?
I mean, I have just saw someone posted yesterday. They cried. They feel teary when they finish the game. I mean, we certainly want to touch the player just like all our other games. But I personally experienced the game where I was moved not just by the game, but by the other players and what they did to me and for me. It's quite a different social experience because you have up to 8 people to interact with.
Yeah.
Journey, your attention is completely on one other players. Here, it's a very different experience, I would say.
When the game comes out next month, it's actually going to be the beginning. So the idea is that it's going to be a live world that people kind of, continue to grow their relationships and friendships in. We're going to have a lot of new adventures, new characters that will pop in and out, seasonal events. So it's almost like a casual MMO, if you will.
Yeah. Boy, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, if you think about Journey as like a movie, it's like a linear roller coaster ride. Sky is more like a theme park where, it has these interesting areas that they are constantly being updated and they will change. And every now and then we have a new area open up. And you can always pop back in and, see your friends. And, it's less linear than Journey, but I think ultimately it allows more people to find a community here.
So is it fair to say that Journey is it's a social game, but Sky is a full multiplayer game?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, and just seeing some footage here right now. This is kind of some of the newer levels that we're showing publicly now. What's great about it is that when you're playing multiplayer, there's a lot of cool collaborations and co-op quests that you can do. In one of the earlier levels we just saw, if you're holding hands with your friends, you can basically reach higher places when you fly, opening up new quests and new characters to meet. Here in this level, the strategy is to really survive this forest area.
Without a friend, your energy will be lost by the rain falling on you, and you need to find someone who can give you a fire or energy, right? And if you travel with a friend, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
And so here, one person is healing the other person up. And actually having a hug will quickly recover you as well.
And I noticed it was probably a nice little subtle thing. The light reflection off of that candle was in the shape of a heart.
Yes, we call it the gift candle, which is the the fundamental currency in this game. Like if you want to build a relationship, like in a normal RPG game, you level up your own stats, where in Sky you level up relationships. You know, you have relationship with each individual players, and the candle is like the experience to level up relationships.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the game looks very intriguing. What's the iOS launch date again?
It's in July.
In July. Okay,
Yeah.
and then you'll roll out to other platforms after that.
Right.
Yeah, we can't wait.
Very cool. Thank you so much for coming by the IGN stage.
Yeah. Thank you for having us here.
Thanks, guys.
That is all for Sky Children of the Light. Stick around to IGN. E3 continues after this.